Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Commissioner. You did a fabulous job with that. All right, this is the first of 2 public hearings to receive public input and allow the public to ask questions concerning the Pinellas Suncoast Transit Authority's fiscal year 2019 proposed millage rate and operating and capital budget. Copies of the proposed budget are available if you've not already obtained one. Please see Rachel. Rachel, raise your hand, thank you, if you'd like to have a copy. The proposed fiscal year 2019 budget is included herewith, totaling $132,615,802. Our operating budget is $80,880,550, and the capital budget is $51,735,252. I said that right? Okay. So the millage rate for fiscal year 2019, proposed millage rate is 0.7500. The fiscal year 2019 rolled back rate is 0.7008. The fiscal year 2019 proposed millage rate of 0.7500 is 7.02% greater than the rollback rate. PSTA's millage rate limit is 0.7500. The proposed property tax rate is used to fund the fiscal year 2019 budget. Brad?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so I'll read this statement. This public hearing has been scheduled so that the public may be given the opportunity to comment on the proposed millage rate and budget for fiscal year 2019. A paid advertisement concerning this public hearing appeared in the Tampa Bay Times on August 30th. Notices were posted at Park Street Terminal, Grand Central Station, Williams Park, Pinellas Park Transit Center, PSTA Administrative Headquarters, and on all the PSTA buses on August 29th. And when I've been riding the buses, I've seen them. Not that I've seen any rider noticing them. Information flyers were distributed via insertion in all the schedules by mail requests on PSTA bus fleet and at the customer service centers beginning on August 29th. A press release announcing the public hearing was emailed to or faxed to major media contacts and social service agencies on August 29th. A notice regarding the public hearing was posted on PSA's website on August 29th. To date, staff has received no comments from the public concerning the issue.
Thank you, Brad. Now we will have a brief presentation by our Chief Financial Officer, Debbie Leos. And Brad, welcome, Debbie.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Well, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
And as Chair Long mentioned, this is the first of 2 required public hearings that we have, both on the fiscal 19 millage rate as well as fiscal 19 budget. We have been in good financial standing, and we also, for this fiscal year in 18, we had a budgeted surplus of $510,000, and we are going to exceed that. We anticipate the surplus to be $625,000. This will help us as we go into next year, where we're looking at some challenges with the relationship to DART. DART expenses are going up about $1 million. Included in the budget is also $100,000 for travel training. It'll help to mitigate those costs. As well as diesel fuel is going up $1.5 million. Since we last met to talk about the budget, we have locked in about 2/3 of our fuel at or slightly below budget. So that leaves us about 1/3 floating to the marketplace, which should be helpful. So in our budget, we don't have any change in the millage. It's remaining the same at the 0.7500. Some of our highlights this year. First thing on the list is increased funding for employee education. As you know, over the past couple of years, we've had a great focus on training our employees. What we've done is we're taking it to a whole new level with including a tuition reimbursement program. We have one in place now, but this makes it so much more robust. So this helps to drive success with not only our current employees and the employees that are our frontline employees who now have an opportunity for college education classes to be reimbursed so long as they relate to something that can be used at PSTA. So it's also a great tool for attracting employees. As you know, sometimes it's a challenge to get employees to come in as bus operators or mechanics, and I think this will be a great tool, as well as a great investment in our employees. We have new wellness incentives. We're going to be doing a Fitbit program this year for anyone in the high deductible plan. And we also, as everyone knows, we are helping out with TBARTA this coming year. So we also have funding in there to help fund the staff that is doing that. We have continued emphasis on our scorecard and our different employee surveys, community and customer surveys. And I'm sorry Commissioner Johnson isn't here because we have increased funding by about $380,000 for our transit disadvantage. So that's an excellent increase. We're also going to have some exciting new service with the Looper and our new electric buses coming up service, as well as improvements in our core service that'll be determined through our Advantage Pinellas. If anyone has not yet taken the survey in the public or with the board, please do so by going out on our website. We have some great things happening on the capital side. We have our first 2 electric buses coming in. We already have one in place. And we are now the recipient of 2 low-no discretionary grants. So that'll allow us to order 4 more electric buses. We're going to be completing the final design of our Central Avenue BRT project. And we also have a significant amount of money, over $1.3 million, set aside in fiscal 19 budget for bus shelters and amenities for our customers. On the technology improvements, we're going to be adding automated passenger counters to every single one of our buses, as well as Jolly Trolley buses and Looper, so
Debbie,
that we can actually see. Yes?
Can I interrupt you for just one moment, please? On the amount of money that we received for the 2 low-no grants, what was the total of that?
It was a total of $2 million, $1 million per grant.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Any other questions at this point? Anybody? No? Okay, continue, please.
Speaking of technology improvements, we've got money in the budget for an autonomous vehicle pilot program, some demonstration projects that will be going forward. So we have quite a bit of innovation built into the budget, as well as quite a few other things, and I'm going to turn it over to Brad to take it away for the rest of it.
Thank you.
So, good evening. As Debbie pointed out, we have put into the budget a new tuition reimbursement program to try to be a good recruitment tool, we think, for new employees. We are, like I am learning from my transit brethren around the country, happy with a great, very positive economy, but it's also making hiring of bus drivers and mechanics a real challenge. And we are short in hiring. So we have been collectively putting a lot of thought into what we could do to recruit and retain more operators. And so this tuition reimbursement for the first time will be open to our bus operator and mechanic employees as well. As long as it's a job, as long as you're going to school for some sort of job that PSTA hires for, you can qualify for the tuition reimbursement within our budget. So it'll be on a first-come, first-served basis. Hopefully we'll get a lot of people interested, and we think it'll be something that can attract people to the job, that they could go to school while they're a bus driver and then advance in some kind of degree. So I think that'll be really good. In addition to recruiting other fine talent, we have one of our new hires, our soon-to-be new hire here in the audience. I'd like to introduce Miss Whitney Fox, which I think some of you who might have served on the Tourist Development Council might know her. She is coming to us from Visit St. Pete Clearwater. She's the marketing manager there, and she will be taking on our role as public relations manager at the end of this month to replace the now departed Ashley Handy, who was our media relations person. So very excited to have her.
Welcome, Whitney.
So I thought since this is the shortest PSTA meeting of the year, I would do something a little bit different. As you all know, I took my family to Europe this summer, and I was about to show 500 pictures of our European vacation. Just kidding. Just kidding. But I did, as you know, force my family to ride all kinds of public transportation over there, and it was amazing. And every once in a while we were on some double-decker bus or train or trolley or something, I would think about all of you here and me and our PSTA life. And I remember I was in Italy somewhere and I was on a bus and I thought, gosh, I wonder if they have a board that oversees this Italian transit system that is talking about the millage rate and hybrid electric vehicles versus electric, or you know, any of the many things that we do. And I said to myself, I don't care, because it is so fabulous that we have this transportation to get to the Coliseum or wherever we're going. And I thought that's what really PSTA doesn't do very much of. That's what, we all have these budget hearings and talk about the numbers, but we have, in addition to the great things that Debbie identified, some great things that the funding that we have in this budget fund that we've been funding for a while, but I know people are very grateful. We just had a customer survey came back that showed that our customers love us as they have loved us, but they're very grateful for the service. So I do have 3 pictures in here. This budget includes $6 million for the Route 52, which is our #1 route with our most riders, that right this minute, there's nearly 200 people riding it through Largo. The budget includes $2.5 million for the Jolly Trolley, which is a fabulous system that people love, especially people that live here, but also people that come and visit us in huge numbers along Clearwater Beach and all the way up to Tarpon Springs. And last, there's $6.5 million in this budget for the Route 4, which is my route. And this is a picture I took last night, that when I had a late night at PSTA working on all this stuff, 30 people were on my bus with me riding home from work as well on the Route 4. And I think that is really what this budget is all about. It does provide for all of the routes that are serving our community. And I don't know, sometimes I feel like we do a lot of discussion about the numbers and the funding, which is all very important, but it does a really good thing for our community. And I know that there's a lot of people out there that are needing our service. So with that, there is an action item today. I will not show you any more European pictures but hopefully Joe will get here and we can approve this millage rate and budget for 2019.
Thank you, Brad. And while you're coming back to sit down, Rachel, do we have any comments from the audience that have signed in? Anyone that wishes to speak?
I don't have any.
Okay. No? All right. Well, Mr. Allen, I'm not sure, are we in a posture where we can read the public statements considering that Joe is not here?
We can read the public statement. All we can't do is take a vote. So.
Brad, do you have an ETA?
I'm checking now.
Okay.
Madam Chair?
Yes?
In the interest of taking it.
I know you have questions, Commissioner.
Can we do that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I
Thank you.
figured you actually.
You are
might
recognized.
welcome my questions.
Yes, I do, of course. Go
Kill
ahead.
some time here. Just some questions on just to make sure I'm clear and what your forecast going forward is, because the way I looked at the budget, we have a $1.7 million shortfall this year for this budget, and we have a $5 million shortfall on the capital side. Seems like we got a lot of money in, obviously 46 million. We have 51 going out, so we're really dropping about $7 million in our reserves. So, and it's a pretty dramatic one from about 3 years ago to where we are now, and the drop. So how does it look going forward? Because that's a little bit, if it was my company, I'd be a little bit concerned about those numbers. So how does it look in the next couple of years?
If I may, Commissioner, I'd like to address why there's such a large drop in this year. It's because we have a large investment of at least $4 million into the Central Ave BRT, which is part of the local match that will help to get us the federal dollars that are in there. So that's a big piece, $4 to $5 million that is in there for this fiscal year. Looking forward, we have improved over what we had anticipated. We are fiscally balanced through 2021. We have improved where we were in 2022 significantly. We've almost dropped that deficit in half going forward. It is still something, obviously, we need to work on.
Yeah, and you talked about that. Was that your operating deficit? Or?
That is a total deficit between capital and operating. And the more discretionary grants that we're successful in winning, such as the Lono grants, will help to reduce that, as well as any cost containment measures that we have on the operating side, and the fact that we are looking for new funding partners and ways to increase ridership.
So on the so on the capital side, you're describing a lot of that difference this year in the BRT funding.
That's correct.
That we are needed. How about on the operating side? When we just seemed like last year we had that, I guess, additional funds put in. It kind of the last bit of our millage put in there. So that, and we actually had excess dollars coming in for this budget.
That's
the
correct.
one we're in right now.
Right.
And now we're dropping all the way down to a $1.7 million loss. So that's just in 1 year. So is that attributed mostly to the expansion of the DART?
It's expansion of the DART, which is $1 million increase, fuel cost increase of $1.5 million. And then we have the normal cost increases that just occur through CPI increases.
And we are still enjoying the large increases in our property tax revenue. So that's the concerning part to all this, is that, that's not going to continue. Obviously, we're going to have moderating amounts in years to come. So, okay, well, thank you. Appreciate your answers.
Anyone else, members? Thank you, Commissioner Eggers. On this end? No? Brian? I saw you take a gulp.
I'll get that, Chair, thank you.
All right. Okay. All right, yay! We now have a quorum. Commissioner Barkley has joined the team. Thank you, Commissioner, for being here.
Yeah, I apologize.
Yeah, it's about that traffic, right?
Yeah. Never meeting before.
All right, so we've had our presentation, Commissioner Barkley, from your homework that you did. Do you have any questions of Debbie or Brad? Commissioner Barkley?
No.
Okay. So, for the Pinellas Suncoast Authority, the fiscal year 2019, the proposed millage rate is .7500. The fiscal year 2019 rolled back rate is .7008. The fiscal year 2019 proposed millage rate of .7500 is 7.02% greater than the rolled back rate. PSTA's millage rate limit is .7500. And now, members, we are on 2.G, adopt the tentative FY 2019 millage resolution. May I have a motion to adopt the resolution?
Yes, we need to read the resolution.
Mr. Zimmett.
Resolution 1809, a resolution of the Pinellas Suncoast Transit Authority fixing the tentative millage rate to be levied for the fiscal year beginning October 1, 2018, and ending September 30, 2019, and providing for an effective date.
Thank you.
I make a motion to approve the millage rate of .7500 mils per thousand for fiscal year 2018-2019.
Thank you, Commissioner Barkley. Did I hear a second by Commissioner Gerard? Thank you, Commissioner. Rachel, would you please open the voting system? Everyone, please cast your votes.
That's it.
And that is a unanimous vote. So now we are taking, again, any comments from the public on our budget process or millage rate, and I see none. So now we are on 2.I, asking for a motion to approve the tentative FY 2019 budget.
Move referral.
Commissioner Justice moved approval, Commissioner Gerard seconded. Comment?
And you just need to read the title.
Yes, Mr. Zimmer.
Resolution 1810, a resolution of the Pinellas Suncoast Transit Authority adopting the tentative budget for the fiscal year beginning October 1, 2018 and ending September 30, 2019, for carrying on the duties and obligations of the authority and providing for an effective date.
Excellent. Rachel, would you please open the voting system? Everybody, please cast your votes. I'm sorry, Commissioner?
Aye.
Yes. Yes. All right. Well, that passes, but not unanimously. Commissioner Eggers votes no, correct?
Correct.
All right. So now we are in a posture to announce our final public hearing to adopt the final FY 2019 millage rate and operating capital budget. Our final budget hearing to adopt the FY 2019 millage rate and budget will be held on Wednesday, September 26, 2018, at 6:00 p.m. here at our PSTA headquarters, 3201 Sharer Drive, St. Pete, Florida, 33716. And Commissioner Barkley, I would like to ask you officially if you could oversee that meeting, since I will be
Yes.
in South Florida at the Florida Association of Counties Board meeting that
Yes,
evening.
that's it.
Thank you very much. Any comments, Commissioner Gerard?
Well, I just wondered if we think we're gonna have a quorum for that, because I can't be here either. I have to be at another budget hearing someplace else.
Well, okay then. Anyone else? Commissioner Justice, are you at FAC as well?
I'm waiting to go to FAC till after this meeting.
Oh, bless your heart. Bless your little heart.
I think I'll be here. No, I'm not voting.
So we have at least Commissioner Gerard and myself that will not be here, Brad? Rachel, perhaps you can go forward between now and then and take a poll to ensure that we will have a quorum. Otherwise, we'll have to make other arrangements, I assume, correct, Mr. Attorney?
Yes?
Yes. And quickly. October 1 is on the horizon.
And we have to advertise the.
And we have to advertise. So, are we good? Well then, anybody have anything else for the good of the order? No? And then we are adjourned. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for coming.
I'm using one. Yeah, when it kicks me out every once in a while, it takes 2-3 seconds to get right back in.
I don't know why it does, but that way it happens, right? Like Melissa, no.